Testing 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Testing the sound.
finally won courtside tickets to the game. So I went to Men's Warehouse. I want to look like I belong.
Follow me. Joseph Aboud, sport coat, dress shirt, denim.
Hope we don't get on the kiss cam.
Me neither.
No, me neither.
Me neither.
What you want to do is save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but can you ask your friend to stop digging into the green?
I can ask, but he's not going to. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Meet the Pod by 8 Sleep. However you sleep, it adapts to you, keeping you in deep sleep longer, so you can wake up refreshed with daily health insights and a sleep fitness score. The Pod by 8 Sleep, designed for deep sleep, personalized to you.
I've been needing more art in my bedroom and recently painted this canvas. However, I wasn't quite sure the best way to hang it, so I turned to ChatGPT. It gave me a list of all the materials I needed and an easy step-by-step. I'm so happy with how it turned out.
After 13 straight months of calling my local morning radio show, I finally won courtside tickets to the game. So I went to Men's Warehouse. Floor seats. I need to look camera ready.
Follow me. Joseph Aboud, sport coat, dress shirt, denim, sharp but relaxed.
Looks like I'm adding celebrity to the old resume. Would you like to buy a hot dog, miss?
No, thank you.
No, you're missing out. Hope we don't get on the kiss cam.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Me neither.
I don't want it.
Neither do I.
Don't want it.
With over 500 million items, Walmart has everything you need to completely make over your backyard this year.
Dad, what do you think?
Shh, he loves it. It's the backyard of his dreams.
Introducing the new Knit and Sew Shop at Michaels. Discover hundreds of yarn skeins in a range of colors and textures, with all your favorite brands together in one place. Shop the new Knit and Sew Shop, only at Michaels. Everything to create anything.
Sealy Posturepedics exclusive precision fit coils. Respond with targeted support right where you need it most.
Beat nagging bed aches with the most supportive Sealy Posturepedic collection ever. Now at Ashley.
What defines the modern athlete? The natural talent? No. Athletics are not about ability anymore. It's all about your clothes.
Come on!
Guys, please! Anyway, I went to Men's Warehouse for bowling-appropriate clothes that use ChillFlex, which helps keep me cool under pressure, while my enemies sweat about how they lost the fashion game before they even set foot in Rolling Thunder lanes.
Please roll.
Oh, I'm rolling. Hi, Rolling.
That sounded cool.
Straight up, I freaking love this thing. 8 Sleep. I'm super pumped about this because I've been using one for the last 6 months, and it is freaking amazing. It allows you to cool or warm your bed at different sleep stages so you can improve the quality of your sleep. And there are a bunch of other top performers that swear by it as well. So I personally
time doesn't make something timeless. Standards do. Because if you want your name to last forever, you have to build your legacy one step at a time.
Now we got to go help people customize and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Maybe where's the golf cart? There it is. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
What defines the modern athlete? The training? The natural talent?
Come on!
Guys, please! Anyway, I went to Men's Warehouse for bowling appropriate clothes that use ChillFlex, which helps keep me cool under pressure.
Unbelievable.
When a serious illness impacts your family, Northern Illinois Hospice can provide pain and symptom relief and personalized care. From massage and music therapy to counseling and pet peace of mind, we bring more to you at home. Call or visit to learn more.
Test. Can you hear me now? Okay, go back to it. We'll be right with you. If we could have the folks at the doors get everyone in here. There's lots of seating over here on this end. Another door. Get started in just a second. Lesson number one with Vets Roll was to be the last one through the door in the morning, like Courtney LaChance might be. Looks like Stephen Pickering may be the last one in. All right, let's get everybody in their seats, please, so we can get rolling. Got a lot to cover this morning. We're going to try and have you out of here by midnight. So good Saturday morning. If you're looking for seating, come through the doors over on this end to my left, to your right. There's plenty of room over on that end over there. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Finnegan, and I want to welcome the class of 26, or those of you that are here locally. We have veterans and assistants coming, I think at last count, from 20 different states that'll be coming here for the trip next week. So, and before we get into the program, right off the bat, I want to thank Principal Jeremy Boyce, who's up here in the box, and Harlem High School for this beautiful facility. They have rolled out the red carpet. For years and years, we've partnered with their veteran documentary that they do here with Nick Stange and Kieran Newman. And we've known about this facility forever, but we always called the Equip Center in Beloit home. And the Equip Center is no more. If you're familiar with Beloit, it's being renovated or actually replaced now with an expansion for the Lincoln Academy High School. Last year, the Equip Center wasn't available, and so then we were able to go to Central Christian Church up in Beloit. This year, there was a scheduling conflict with that one. And I made a call down here to Jeremy, and like I said, they have rolled out the red carpet for us. So what I'll do to start things off, I'm going to read a bio of a very special young lady that's going to be here to sing the national anthem for us. Miss Natalie Pop. She's Miss Wisconsin's Teen 2025. She's from Fitchburg, was a suburb of Madison. She garnered the title of Miss Wisconsin Teen 2025 last June. Natalie has performed the anthem at events across the state of Wisconsin, including at all of the military 250th birthday celebrations at the state capitol in Madison, community events, UW, and local sports games. She's currently a senior at Lakeside Lutheran High School, and because she's such a good student, she couldn't become one of our assistants this year because she's working on finals and college prep, but she'll be here next year. Natalie is passionate about her community service initiative, Never Forgotten, Remembering Our Heroes. Her mission emphasizes not only thanking active military and veterans, but truly listening to and honoring their stories, and that she does. She has hosted donation drives that have collected thousands of items, gathered over 5,000 personalized thank you letters for the veterans, and she wrote a children's book called Lou for the Red, White, and Blue that educates young readers to understand and appreciate who veterans are. Lou was Lou Harned, passed away just over a month ago at the age of 101. He was on our trip last year. Lou was an amazing man. He was a World War II, Korea, and Iraq veteran, and had a career at the UW as an orthopedic surgeon. And when Iraq broke out, they needed surgeons, and they called him back to active duty. He went to Iraq as an orthopedic surgeon and retired as a brigadier general. He was an amazing man. We really miss him. So without further ado, you bet. If you're able to stand, please stand and welcome Miss Natalie Pop and our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs' light, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Is she amazing? Wow. Thank you, Natalie. She came all the way down from Madison to do that for us today. So, man, I got to get the goosebumps out of here. So, welcome to Orientation Day for Vets Roll 2026. A brief background on Vets Roll. As I said, my name is Mark Finnegan. My brother John is the one who works for a living at Finnegan's RV in South Beloit. And then my wife Darlene. We came up with the idea of Vets Roll back in 2009. And we heard about the wonderful Honor Flight program. Anybody here that's been on an Honor Flight? All right, I love it. I love it. We're great friends with the Honor Flight folks. I'm good friends with Jeff Miller and with Earl Morris. And Earl was actually one of our speakers one time. He loves the Vets Roll concept. But the logistics that you're going to see over the next week makes it pretty much impossible to be duplicated nationally. And so we're still the one and only that does it on the scale that we do. So what we wanted to do is our 4 oldest brothers, they all served during Vietnam, 3 Navy, 1 Army. None of them were called to Asia. They were all, in more of a peace zones. But they certainly served admirably. And myself and my brother John, we were just a little bit younger than Vietnam. And when we came along, our parents wanted to keep us in the RV business, which we're still in. 57 years have been in the RV business. They didn't want to have 6 boys active duty. And so they talked to John and I to stay at home and stay at the job. So that kind of always gnawed at us. We had a sister-in-law, Cindy Finnegan, who my brother Tim met when he was stationed in Alaska. She was a combat nurse in Vietnam, and she rose to the rank of major in the Army, and then was afflicted with MS. And so she had to take a forced retirement out of the Army. And sadly, on New Year's Eve of 2003, or Christmas Eve on 2003, with the family at the table, she couldn't digest some food, and she ended up passing on. And so we kept that in mind, and she's actually buried at Arlington National Cemetery. So as time went on, we were contacted by ABC TV about the Extreme Home Makeover show. Did any of you remember that one? It was very, very popular. And the way that started, that was in 2009. And they wanted to know if we would bring some RVs out and park them in a cornfield over west of Lena there, where they were doing the Stott family renovation. And we said, sure. And so we went over there. There's a point to this. So we went over, and I'm a guy that works a lot, and I don't watch a lot of TV. And so they wanted to have us come over to Freeport to the hotel and meet the cast of Extreme Home Makeover. Now, I don't know if any of you remember the main star, the main character's name of that series. Do any of you remember the name? Ty Pennington, I think it was. And being a guy, I was half listening. I thought they said Cy. That's all it was. It was that simple. And that was my father's name, a very uncommon name. I said, sure, I want to meet a guy named Cy. Well, it turns out it was Ty. And then I found out what they do with this program, where they would find a family in need, health-wise, financially, and they literally would move them out of the house for about a week, and all these volunteers would go in and rebuild their house and move them back in. So as we got involved with that project, we had to do more. This was at the beginning of the pandemic, or not the pandemic, the Great Recession of 2009. And so we got real involved with it. And we said, really, all we're doing is helping the cast and crew from Hollywood stay cool in a cornfield out in the middle of September. Can we do more? And they said, sure. I said, can we do a fundraiser for the family? They said, sure, Mr. Finnegan, but today's Friday and we wrap this up on Wednesday. So I said, okay, that's plenty of time. We went back to our offices and we got on the emails and the cell phones. And by Wednesday, we were able to present the Stott family's kids with a scholarship for almost $12,000 that we raised. And so that told us that even though times were tough, people would donate if the cause was right. So as we got into the winter there, 2009, rolling into 2010, we heard about the Honor Flight program. And we got thinking, man, how about if we did something like that with RVs? And so we sat down, nasty cold winter days there at the shop, and we calculated the costs and the time involved of taking RVs from Beloit to Washington, D.C. and back. And after a lot of scratches and, arguments and whatnot, we got it all figured out. And we went public on March 17th of 2010 that we were going to give ourselves a full 60 days on this one. And on May 17th, 2010, we did our first Vets Roll trip. And in 60 days, we had 117 World War II vets and 8 Rosita Riveters that signed up for that trip in 60 days. It was amazing. And I ask this question a lot, but does anyone care to guess how old the youngest World War II vets are today? 98. You're right. 98 are the youngest if they were 17 when the Japanese surrendered. And this is currently looking like it may be the first trip in our 17 years that we don't have a World War II veteran. But is Don Carter Jr. in the crowd here? Right here in front of me. We're working on one. Don and I and some others, we took his father to Normandy last June, right after the Vets Roll trip. And his father was a tank commander on D-Day. And he's 101 now, I believe, right? Your dad's 101 now, right? Yeah, 101. So keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully next weekend we'll have good news and Dad will be able to join us. So anyway, we put the program together that first year. We had 9 RVs and we added 3 buses because we realized the RVs weren't going to carry that many people. We only had 2 medical people, and we had the trip and we went out to DC and back. And as we say in the RV business, it went off without a hitch. Boom, boom. So we put it all together, had a great trip, and thought we'd just go back to selling RVs. And my phone never stopped ringing. My life was changed forever. And people were signing up for the 2011 trip. We haven't even thought about that yet. And so what we did is we kind of morphed into, okay, we'll do Korean War vets next. We went to 200 veterans in 2011. Our family attorney was able to get us a 501c3, which is critical if you're going to be raising funds. And so we did one more trip in 2011. We went to all buses that year because the RVs just weren't efficient for moving that many people. We kind of looked like the Clampetts going down the road there. So what we did is we put that trip together. 2011, we got a board of directors started, and it went on from there. And now we're here on our 17th year. This will be our 15th trip to DC. We lost 2 because of COVID. And it's become a life mission. And when you all get to see this next weekend, I mean, this is maybe a third of the people that'll be involved with the trip when you come here next Sunday morning for check-in. So with that, I would like to introduce several key people here. If you're here with us, and stand and don't be bashful. The folks that do the meals and the rooming, so you don't have to be calling me anymore. Holly Jensen and Kim Klaus. Jeremy, can you put Holly's cell phone number up on the board for me, please? Appreciate that. Okay. And you will also find, literally, you're not going to go hungry on this trip. And you will not be lacking for hydration. You will not be lacking for snacks. And the one that is the key helper on that is right down here in the front, Gail Hobb. This lady is absolutely amazing. You'll notice on her name tag, it says Bev Snacks. That's not her name. That's what we refer to her as, Bev Snacks. So thank you. How many people are booking a hotel for next weekend? Is there any? Oh, wow, quite a few of you. So if you have a problem with that, I want you to call Lori Showers. No, is Lori here? Tammy Lewis. Is Tammy Lewis in here with you? Stand up, Tammy. I know you're not that short. There you go. These two ladies here. I haven't checked back. I don't know if there's any rooms left. So if you are thinking about staying over Saturday night and or Wednesday night when we get back, I would say just send an email to pre-post hotels is what it is at vetsroll.org. And then we'll get you the link again and you can try. If you're not staying at one of those if you're not staying at one of those two hotels, which is the Best Western South Beloit and the Holiday Inn on State Street here in Rockford, be sure that you let us know where you're at, because you will have to be responsible for getting yourself back here on Sunday morning when we leave. But we will have 3 shuttle buses. So next Sunday morning, when you arrive here at what time? 4 a.m. That sounds good. I was going to say 4:15. 4 a.m. will work. When you roll in here, there's actually going to be 14 charter buses. We have 11 of them that go on the trip, and then we'll have 3 shuttles. 2 of them that'll go to the State Street Holiday Inn, and 1 will take you from here to the Best Western in South Beloit and back here on the, bright and early on Sunday morning. Merchandise. Has anybody ordered their shirts and their jackets and things like that yet? Hopefully. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of you. I want to introduce Kim Sudbeck. Where's Kim at? Hey. Oh, way in the back. And Kim, I didn't put any other names down, but who else do you have helping you with that? All right. And that is an incredible undertaking, the logistics of putting the merchandise together. I saw they had a beautiful setup out here in the hallway when I came in. And then we have 2 main local suppliers for that. We have Embroid This in Rockford, or Loves Park, McChesney Park. They do all these embroidered shirts for us. And then up in Janesville, we have Halo Incorporated that does all the screen printed T-shirts. You're going to get a hat next week from us as a gift. You're going to get a nice jacket from us. Go ahead, Kim.
So vets that got added later, we've gotten lots of questions about that. You'll get everything that everybody else gets. I promise. Everybody will get what they need. Assistance, med team. You'll get your stuff next week too during check-in. So don't worry. If you were added late, you'll get everything.
I think I heard her say, I promise, never say that. All right. As we go down. All right. Yep, we got her. As we go down the highway, we'll have a chase van that'll be following us. And, oops. Battery already. Okay. We'll have a chase van. No, must be a bad battery. That was fast. Thank you. Another reason we have to have you out of here by midnight. Our chase van will be following us down the road, and I don't know if they're here yet or not, but how about John Grothy and Raleigh Elliott? Are you guys here? Right in the back room. You're going to see how critical they are to the success of this mission when we go down the highway, running supplies and errands. Veterans that forget medications, we're getting good at going to the CVS and the Walgreens on the highway. It's just amazing what those guys bring to this event. So thank you guys. Our Lens team, I don't know how many of you are here, but you will all be rock stars by Wednesday night, May 20th. And how about Mike Cullen? Is Mike here today? Dan Massell, I don't think Dan came over, right? He's from out in Iowa. He's probably out planting corn. Stephen Pickering. I saw Stephen here somewhere. There he is. Hi, Stephen. And just yesterday was recently acknowledged as the winner of a local film festival for the trip we did to Normandy back in 2023. Congratulations. Aaron Wilson. Is Aaron here? He sent me a text this morning. Hey, he made it. Channel 23's iconic news and weatherman and one of my best buddies, Aaron Wilson. Good morning. Hi, Aaron. Join me. Hi, Aaron. There we go. That's going to become our war call. And then Tyler Walkup. Is Tyler here too? Okay, Tyler will be Aaron's wingman on the trip here. So thank you, Aaron, for making it out. Photography out in the hallway. Sharon Wisen. Is Sharon in here? I saw her doing portraits. Now, we will have those again next week. And I don't know, was Tom Hollowbeck here too? Or okay. Next week when you come for the check-in, it's a slower pace. And they'll be here doing your portraits. So if you didn't get it done this week, you can get it done next Saturday when you come for check-in. Okay, my wingman, when we drive the, we call it the mothership. It's a red pickup truck with a gray trailer behind it. And when we go down the road, they're trying to break me of the habit of texting and driving with my kneecaps. So I have two wingmen that are extraordinary. Terry Kaufman right over here. And I got to tell him, he carries a box of crayons when we go with. He's a Marine, so. Light green one. And Tim Pogorelski. Is Tim here today? No, he's a great friend, owns Boxcars Pub and Grub out in Clinton there. Huge Vets Roll supporters. But Tim's kind of a vertically challenged guy. And so we have to put wood blocks on the pedals when he drives the truck, so he doesn't get to drive very often. But okay. And special covert operations. I can't say what you're doing, but you are doing a great job. Jen Forrest. Where did I see Jen Forrest? There she is. You'll find out on Tuesday what they're doing. Becky Peters. There she is. Pat Coker. This lady. Oh my gosh, she has been my right hand and left hand the last couple of months, calling the vets. That, we joked that there's one more I want to acknowledge here first. Lynn Gray. Where's Lynn Gray at here? Oh, there she is. Okay, thank you, Lynn. As we advance here in years, we started out with World War II. Years ago, nobody had email then. It was so easy. You just call them. Nowadays, everybody has email, but only it seems like about 30% of them ever check their emails. And so just this morning, I had another call. Oh, I didn't check my email. Didn't know I was supposed to go, And Pat has done just a yeoman's job of going down the list and calling all these ones that we haven't been hearing back from. Excuse me.
I was asked to remind you Zach Maslow because he's not on the list.
All right. And then, so thank you, ladies, for what you're doing covertly. When you show up next Sunday for the check-in, you will see oh, go ahead, Jen. Did I miss somebody?
To our special covert operations is Zach.
He just told me that. Okay. Yeah, on the covert operations, Zach Malazzo. Is Zach here? He's always here. There he is. A future leader of this nation. You're going to You're going to learn more about that young man. He is absolutely incredible. And I think you probably started helping us out when you were, what, 12, 13 years old, probably? 10. Okay. And now you are, what, 21? 20. So how about that? He's just awesome. Thank you, Zach. When you start arriving next week on Sunday morning, you're going to see an operation in progress that you've never seen before. And I have to shout out to my brother, John Finnegan, Jeff Karashinsky, and Brian Ball. Are any of those guys here? I know John's not. He works for a living. Okay. And the entire parking and valet team. There is literally, I'll bet you there's an excess of 50 helpers that'll be out here guiding you, parking you, helping you with the luggage, wheelchairs. It all goes into motion. And it'll be just down the hall here where we come into the gymnasium out here. And let's see, and we'll be doing the photography as well. Another group we want to thank specifically is the Friendship Stars Quilt Guild, Tim Sturdivant, and then these ladies in Janesville that make the quilts for you that you're going to get next week. A lot of you will. We probably don't have a full 220 of them, but if you're looking for a lapgan or quilts or something like that, kind of watch for that. It's great. They do it every year for us. We have a staff that will be putting up flags out here that will extend from the high school parking lot here up to Highway 173 and then 3.5 miles out to I-90. And we are excited about, well, kind of excited about it. It's a lot of work. But and then this afternoon, after this meeting is over, we'll be replacing flags here in the cafeteria and or in the commons area. And your help is certainly appreciated on that. But we've got a bunch of flags to replace. And I want to thank the usual helpers that we have, and then also our buddy down in Elgin, Jerry Christofferson with True Patriots Care Foundation. Between the two of us, we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 flags at our disposal, and you'll see them in motion. Okay, on the trip, we are escorted all the way to D.C. and back by a group of first responders, and they ride for a national club, but their chapter is called Fire and Iron Station 53. And do we have Marty or Kirk? Hey, all right. Come on, Ed. Oh, you guys got the whole row there, yeah. They are riding all the way to Washington, D.C. and back. And then along the route, they have different chapters. We'll jump in, and they'll ride maybe like a 100-mile leg or something with us. So you're going to love that. And there's just too many suppliers and donors. There's literally thousands of people that play a small to a large part in this program. So one other one I want to introduce, and then I'll turn this over to Mark Strasser. My son, Justin. Is Justin here? I know you were. Come on, stand up, buddy. Justin is engaged to be married this October. He drives a semi full-time. He drives 3,000 miles a week, 3 trips a week to Ohio and back. And then myself, I have 3 40-hour work week or 3 40-hour work weeks each week. And between us, we just don't have a lot of free time. And yet what we're doing is for his wedding, we are restoring a 1966 Ford F-100 pickup that my father had since 1989. He got stricken with cancer, and so he wasn't able to do anything on the truck. It's only got 30,000 miles on it. And we've been working on it over the winter, but now we're getting so busy that the days are getting shorter as far as work availability. But I just want to thank Justin for carrying Grandpa's legacy on. So thank you, buddy. And I don't know if you can see his beard or not, but he shaved it off this morning, and it's already growing back there. Yeah. Yeah. Right. All right. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. That's cool. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Bill is just an incredible fundraiser. He's a retired guy, mid-50s now, but he's retired and just having a great time with life. Okay, our board of directors. And hopefully I don't miss anybody here. So let's do, who do we have? Is TJ here? Where's TJ? TJ Fleechek, back in the corner here. TJ is our vice president. Jenny Jensen. Is Jenny here today? There she is. Our treasurer does a wonderful, wonderful job. She's chasing me. Oh, as a matter of fact, I've got receipts in my back pocket right there. Laney Wong. Is Laney here? Our secretary. Also bike rider. And we got Mark Strasser. We have Kim Klaus. Mark LaChance. Is that Mark back there? Oh, man, you guys are getting me dizzy up here. Dave Black. Is Dave here? Yep, right here. Bill Coots. Is Bill Coots here? No. And then Trey Taylor. He's our medical staff chair. Yep. Trey Taylor was not able to be here. He's our medical advisor, and he had to work today. But Trey, and when you meet this medical team, unbelievable. And then my wife, Darlene Finnegan, I chuckle and others chuckle. She's quite a supporter, but as I infamously did once in front of a very, very large crowd, I introduced her as my mother, and it's just never been the same. So I don't think I missed anybody, did I? Ed Butler. Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. Where's Ed Butler? I know you're here. Right here. And now Holly's no longer on the board, but she's vital to our program. So, yeah, and he's skipping out on a trip this year because his daughter decided to get married. So congratulations, Ed. It's awesome. All right. So with that, I want to introduce Mark Strasser, standing in for Trey Taylor, and Mark will introduce our medical team, and then we'll go into the bus leaders.
Well, I did the first thing right. I got up the steps without falling. That's a bonus. I'm also going to go over some general safety stuff that we're going to go along on the trip. I will, when I introduce the medical team and bus leaders, I'm going to do it by bus instead of skipping around, and that way I think I'll get everybody and I won't forget anyone. I am known as the timekeeper. We are on a very strict schedule. I can be kind of grumpy on the trip. Mark and I have words quite a bit on the trip, and we always hug and make up at the end of it. But I like to talk, but he makes me look like a kindergarten kid. He will talk, and he's the guy that drives. He's the tip of the sword. If he doesn't go, the rest of the buses don't go. And if he's doing this, we can't get everybody on time, and the meals are served at a certain time. If we're there late, guess what? We eat cold chicken or cold beef, or we eat something cold. So it's my job to make sure everybody is on time. And it is a very important thing when you have 400 people on 10 buses that have to be loaded and accounted for. It's something that's very important. So first thing that I have to say is we got to be on time. If there's any special requests that the veterans have, bus leaders make sure that that's taken into consideration, and we do that on a timely basis. Suggest that the veterans put a spare change of clothes in your duffel bag and carry that on the bus. We go down the road at 70 miles an hour, and sometimes we have to put on the brakes real hard, real fast. Coffee gets spilled, stuff gets tipped over, We don't want you to have to sit in clothes that are wet. We want to make sure that you have a change. So if something happens, we don't lose much luggage. But if in fact that we do, that you have a spare set of clothes. Your assistant is going to make sure that the luggage is taken to your room. They will verify that you have all your belongings. They will verify CPAP if you need it. All the bags that you say you have, that your room key works, that you understand the procedure for shutting the door. So if in fact there is something medically that we have to go in to do, that little bar that goes across the door, that we're not using that so we can get in. Trust me, we can get in. 2/3 of our medical staff and half of some of the bus assistants are firemen or ex-firemen. We'll get in the door, but we'll have to pay for that door. So, and it's going to it's going to increase the time it takes to get any attention that you may need. Let's see, I got to go down. Nope, did that one. Yep. Oh, your assistant is going to make sure that your luggage is taken to the room. There is no reason on God's green earth that a veteran is going to carry luggage, period. That is the way it is. Please, please do not ask to help. We have 130 assistants that are going to do that for you. This is your trip. You are not going to be carrying luggage. Assistant's going to verify the room keys work, going to make sure that you know wake-up times, breakfast times, and departure times, okay? Again, I'm the timekeeper. We have certain things we have to do in a certain amount of time. The one thing that I have never been able to do, and this is my 13th trip, I have never, ever been able to be the first one down to breakfast. I'll get up an hour early to get down there, and there's a veteran sitting there every time. And I don't know if it's the time change or I don't know what it is. You know, I get up early every morning and I'm retired and I still get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm sure you guys are the same. No? We're going to talk afterwards. I need to know your secret. Where are we? Wake up times. Your assistant will make sure your luggage gets taken down to the bus. Again, not your responsibility. That is your assistant's responsibility. They will check the room to make sure you haven't left anything. I forget stuff. And, okay, hey, breakfast is on. We're going down. We're staying there. You might forget. So your assistant is going to take care of all of that. For your comfort, the buses are going to be cleaned every night, disinfected from top down. We will wipe the bus down. We will make sure that it is clean and sanitary for the next day's trip. It's nice that you get on a bus, it's clean. It's like getting on an airplane for the first time. Everything's taken care of. Everything is ship shape. And that's the way it will be for you in the morning. Roll call is going to be taken after every stop. We will make sure that every bus has every person accounted for. The whole caravan will not move until every person, assistant, veteran, photographer. Aaron gets lost once in a while, so we have to find him. How you doing, Aaron, buddy? Yeah, I know where you are. So we're going to make sure that everybody is accounted for. And how we do that is TJ Fleesek, he's in charge of buses 6 through 10. I'm in charge of all of them, but in this case, 1 through 5. He will check personally with each bus leader to make sure that they have all the passengers. I will make sure on my buses we have all the passengers. We'll go like this. As soon as I get thumbs up, I tell Mr. Finnegan to stop talking. He gets in his truck and then we leave. God, I'm going to hear that tonight. You know I will. I am also a safety geek. I don't believe that we should leave DC with less people than we showed up with. There's just a certain amount of things on this trip, and you will, and Mark has said it, you will see the logistics involved in making sure that all of this happens. We stop at a truck stop in Breezewood, Pennsylvania that is extremely busy. And we don't mean to be this way, but we will put up a human shield when you guys get off the bus. Stay inside of that human shield, and we will guide you into the truck stop. We don't want anybody to get hit. It's one of the things that is very important. We don't want you guys that have served many, many years to get hit by a Honda and not go home. That's just not the way we want to do that. When we load and unload buses, don't take offense to this, but there will be a bus leader or an assistant at the top of the stairs. There will be a bus leader or assistant at the bottom of the stairs. If you need help getting off, we will take our time. There's no hurry to get on and off the bus. If we load you quick enough, early enough, we will still be on time. But we are not going to let someone fall down the steps or fall up the steps. This is my favorite one to talk about. Going down the road, you are going to drink and you are going to eat. Obviously, you're going to need to go to the restroom. When you go to the restroom, we ask that everyone have a seat. Because if you don't sit down, we will know that you haven't taken a seat. And you can, in the reason we will know that is every time someone comes out of the restroom, that restroom gets wiped down. Everything gets wiped down. We want everybody to go home healthy. We don't want anybody to catch anything because we didn't do our work. As you come out of the bathroom, an assistant will be there with hand sanitizer. We will give you a couple squirts. You're going to rub your hands together to make sure that we've sanitized your hands, because as you're walking down the aisle, you're going to be touching things, and everybody walking back up that aisle is going to be touching things. We want to make sure that everybody goes home healthy. At all stops, when we stop the buses, do not be in a hurry to get off of that bus. And I'm going to use Breezewood as an example again, because it is so busy. We will not open the door of a bus until TJ in bus 10 says our brakes are locked. Everyone must be parked with the brake on before we open any door. And that again is so that Honda doesn't take you out. Okay. It's extremely important, and it's one of the things that I will not bend on. What we'll also do is we will ask that the assistants get off the bus first. Reason for that is if there's wheelchairs under the bus, guys need a ride to do whatever we're doing. If we're at a rest stop or a monument, we want to make sure that that stuff is all taken care of and it's all out for you. So as you walk down the steps, if you need one, there's one there. An assistant will help you get in it, and we'll take you wherever we're going. And don't be afraid, fellas, to ask for a ride. First day, you guys are going to be like you're 20 years old and you're going to be hopping around like, geez, my wife isn't here, let's go, right? Well, by Tuesday, after we're done with the trip, I'm going to ask for a ride. And I'm not kidding. By Tuesday, you're not that young buck anymore. Okay, and you're tired. Don't be afraid to ask for a ride. Curbs and steps. And this is one of Mark's pet peeves. You go out to the World War II monument, and the road is the same color as the sidewalk. It's really, really easy. Walking along, you put your foot down, and there's nothing there. And the reason it means a lot to me is in 2012, my dad went on a trip, and that's how I got involved. He almost went down because of that. So you're going to see assistants lined up along curbs, in entranceways and doorways. If you're not looking at the ground, there's a lot of places you can't tell if it's a curb or a sidewalk. So don't be offended. We're going to have guys stationed so you don't fall. Restrooms and rest stops off the bus. Sometimes in May it's 85 degrees and you go into a bathroom and the floor is all wet. It's sweating. Okay. We're going to have people in the restrooms making sure that you understand that the floor is slippery. Be careful. Again, don't take offense to that. If we're at, and this is on the medical side, if we're at a venue and you're starting to have a health issue, anybody that's wearing red or medical wearing orange has a radio. Doesn't have to be someone that's on your bus. If you're feeling ill, if you're feeling weak, you need attention, ask. We all have radios. We got enough radios. We could go to combat. And if you need something, ask somebody in a red or an orange shirt. We will have help there like that. And I'll get into the medical side and introductions in a little bit. This in this time is very important. Social media. The world we live in now is very divided. And when we first started this, when I first got involved in it, social media wasn't that big a thing. Now nobody goes anywhere without looking at FaceSpace or whatever you're looking at, right? It is imperative in this politically turmoil time we live in that we do not on social media say we are going here next. We are a very soft target. We are a target that someone would like to do harm to. And I hate to scare you, but in this world, it could happen. We can have fun and we can do whatever we want to do. But if you're going to post something, you post it in past tense. We were just here. We just saw this. I just experienced that. But never, ever, ever say, yep, next stop, we're going to the Marine Corps Monument. Because it gives people information, and some people we don't want to know, okay? It's very, very critical that we do that. In the event that we do have an incident, it is extremely important that you do not post anything about a bus accident, a medical problem. Our hotel was on fire. How would you like a family member to know that bus 6 was in an accident and they don't say what's going on? So now the people at home have to go, is my loved one okay? Is anybody hurt? Did anybody die? We don't want to put information out there that can't be substantiated. And if we do put that information out there, that information has to be concise, it has to be accurate, and it has to come from one source. So we have several people that are public information officers, but unless something happens to Mark Finnegan, Mark is going to be the one to release it to any source that has to know. So again, social media, we want to make sure that it's in past tense, not where we're going in the future. A couple interesting facts, and then I'm going to make some introductions, and I think Mark's voice is probably rested by now, and he can come back up for the rest. This year, we have 108 assistants that are just assistants, not medical, not leaders, not lens team. Of those 108 assistants, collectively have 354 trips to Washington. Our medical team, which there are 34, have a total of 135 collective trips. Our bus leaders, which are 20, have a total of 182 trips. And as I introduce these people, I will tell you what their years of service have been. This year's total of all groups is 671 collective trips, which when you see the logistics that are involved in this trip as you're on the trip, you're going to understand how difficult the work is, but how gratifying it is to us. Okay, so I'm going to introduce bus leaders and medical team, and because TJ's bus number 10 is always the last anywhere, here's where he and his group gets introduced first. At least once a year, he's the first one done. So bus leaders on bus number 10, TJ Fleesek and Mark LaChance. TJ has 14 years and Mark has 11 years of service. The bus 10 med team, Janice Honeycutt with 4 years of service, Steve Royce with 3, and Chad Callison, this is his first year on the trip. Bus 9 is led by Tim Sturdivant with 9 years of experience, and Peyton Perino with 4. And the med team on bus 9 is Alex Nava with 3, Gracie Henthorn with 5 years, and Maggie Hoey with 3. We're going to have enough room up here? Yeah, maybe. Bus 8, Brenda Spencer. Huh? Yeah, we can get them up here. Sure, that's fine. Where was I? I was interrupted. That's a bad thing. Bus 8, thank you very much. Brenda Spencer with 8 years of service, and Kim Schneider, who is not here today, with also 8 years of service. Med team would be Kathy Van Veldhuizen with 6 years, Randy James with 2, and Austin Kind with 1. He's a first-year member. Yeah, we got to separate those two on the trip. Bus 7, Sheila Dunbar with 13 years. Where's Sheila? There she is. And Scott Jury with 9. Med team on bus 7 is Karen Eibach with 4, Demi Burkle with 3, and Kathy Lenz with 3. Oh, and the games begin. Listen, with these goggles on, I can only see what I'm reading. Oh, you laugh. Everybody knows the feeling. Bus 6, Jen Forrest with 9 years, and Jenny Jensen with 7. Our med team on bus 6 is Kent Shea with 4, and his lovely wife Lisa Shea with 4, and Emily Winstraw with 2. Okay. Bus 5. Here's where it all starts going south, folks. Bus leader Brian Black with 8 years. And Chris Doring with 4. Easy getting up the steps, Brian. Yeah, it's like thin ice. You got to check it before you get on there. And the med team, Trey Taylor, or as I said 3 times this morning, Troy Taylor. He's our medical leader who is not here today. He couldn't get off of work with 11 years. John Littlefield with 4. Brenda Clark with 1. And Ricardo Fernandez has 7. Yeah. And to tell you how dedicated a lot of these people are, Ricardo flies in from Colorado every year to do this. Where? Montana. Well, he's out there. He's on the other side of the river. Bus 4, Lindsay Easton with 6, and Kim Sudbeck with 9 years of experience. The med team is Tom Doomer with 6 years, Cindy Lane with 6 years, and Aaron Bindlingmeyer with 4. They're coming down in parade rest here. Look at this. Yeah, you remember where you put it? Bus 3, David Black with 9 and Deb Ludy with 11. And their med team is Diane Bristol with 8 years, Audrey Fossler with 2, and Carson Nels with 5. Bus 2 leaders are Holly Jensen with 10 years and Kim Close with 9 years. And it's really convenient for us that they're both on the same bus because we don't have to talk to 2 different buses about room arrangements and plans. Yep, they got us. Med team, Kathy McKillips with 6, Lisa Fields. How many, Lisa? Oh, good. Thank God. And Jenny Shortreed with 6. And for bus 1, I'm Mark Strasser. I got 13 years, and Gail Bishop, so-called my vet's role wife, has 11. Oh, it's funny. We argue like we're married. It's oh, God. Edith, get up here. Come on. In our med team, you want to say something? No, good.
I just want to support my husband.
In our med team, Matt Francis with 8 years, Mike Miller with 4, and Kelsey Taylor is a newbie with, this will be her first trip. Now we also have some special mental health specialists that come on a trip with us. Todd Bird with 2 years. Brian Shacker, first year. And Sylvester Sullivan with 1 year. Okay, now we're just going to have a collective round of applause for these people. They do a great, great job for us. Thank you. Mark, you're up.
You want us to count off too while you're at it?
I'm going to go.
You go to the back.
Yeah, I'm going to go in the back.
There isn't a medical establishment in this country that wouldn't give everything to have this crew, and they're doing this for you, and they're paying to go on this trip. So just amazing what they're doing here. All right, kind of get into the logistics part of it here. And just so you know, the presentation that we're doing here, it's being saved onto a YouTube channel. So afterwards, if you doze off here and you didn't catch the last couple hours, just log in to that link that I sent out to you in the email, and you can watch it bit by bit, have a drink or something like that, and really enjoy it. And but you can watch it over the next several days, and or maybe there's something you missed, and just jump to it. So some of the rules that will apply as we go down the road. The seating is open on the buses. It's arbitrary where you want to sit, but you cannot ride on another bus at any time. So if you're assigned to bus 1, you stay on bus 1. Bus 9, you stay on bus 9. But you're free to sit around, with other people on the bus. As Strass alluded to, there's approximately 22 veterans per bus, 17 assistants per bus, and each bus carries 3 to 4 medical. We supply all the wheelchairs, the walkers, the oxygen, the concentrators, different various items. Our medical team is completely staffed, and so if you have a power wheelchair or a scooter, you cannot bring it. You can bring it here to the school, but then whoever's bringing you in will have to take it with. You won't be able to leave it here at the school, and you can't take it on the trip. So kind of keep that in mind. Hotel rooms are pre-assigned, with veterans rooming with veterans, assistants with assistants. And we do that for several reasons. We have a number of high school students that will be going on the trip, or early college age students and whatnot. So we want to kind of room people so the experience kind of mirrors the age group that they fall in. And with veterans, it's very important that veterans room with other veterans, because this is a bond. There's a military bond that runs through all of you that have served this country. And to be able to sit in the room at night or early in the morning, or go to the bar and have a drink, before you go to the room, it's very important for you to be able to share those thoughts and those feelings. One of the things that we found with Vetro over the years is that, we have, like I said, people coming from about 20 different states. And there's a lot of you, especially combat vets, more than anything, but there's a lot of you that may have experienced something really crazy or some really rough stuff. And a lot of you have kept that compartmentalized inside you for all these years, thinking it was unique to you. And you're going to discover that veteran from Rockford, Illinois, the veteran coming from Montana, or the one from Florida or Arizona, wherever, all of a sudden there's a common thread there. It could have been where they served. It could have been experience. And that's where the closure comes in, is to be able to share those as a brotherhood and sisterhood of veterans. We have female veterans on the trip too. And so it's really important that you understand why we do that. You board, or you room with another veteran, assistants with other assistants. So kind of keep that in mind. Do we have any of the high school kids here today? Students? They're not kids. Are they? Before we go any further, we didn't introduce them. So Gail, do you have your list? I'm going to tell you how this works. One of the things that VetsRoll is bucking a trend on, how many of you are Legion or VFW members? Most of the room. How many of you are seeing that enrollment drop over the last several years? Service clubs, Kiwanis, Lions, all the service clubs, same thing. It's a change in the fabric of this country that volunteerism is kind of getting to be something of the past. And I think social media and the internet kind of brought that on. VetsRoll is actually bucking a trend here, and we are so proud of it because, as Gail's going to tell you in just a minute, we have a program where we partner with local high schools, and they have to be 18 years as of May 15th, I think it is. May 1st. They have to be 18 years or older. And these students will apply, and they write basically a short essay of why they should be on the trip. And what we do is it's not GPA based. This is not necessarily National Honor Society students. We base it on their knowledge of American history and American military history. And that's so important because it's important both ways, that they know the history of this country and that you know that they care. And so when we get on this trip, it pays rewards both ways. For the veterans on the trip, I know it means a lot to a lot of you to realize that you aren't just that old guy out there. These young generations, they actually genuinely care about what you've done for this country. And then it flips the other way. We have a lot of assistants that you're going to meet on the trip that have been doing this since they were here in high school at the local schools, and they come back year after year after year after year. Natalie, that sang for us today, she was almost in tears because she couldn't do it because she has to study for finals. We have another young lady, Lauren Johnson, who has been with us for several years, and she literally was in tears yesterday when I talked to her because she qualified for nationals in track and field, but she can't go on the Vets Roll trip, and that's how much it means to her. And she's probably been in, this would have been her third trip, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to turn this over to Gail here briefly, and Gail, go ahead and explain the program.
Thank you, Mark. Hi, everyone. So this program has been in existence for a number of years, and we've tried to expand it a little bit every year. And it's an incredible opportunity for our high school seniors to, as Mark said, living history. You can't get this out of a book. You're going to hear stories, and you're going to, learn things that you might not have picked up in a class. But anyway, it's my pleasure to ask if I could take a minute to bring the high school students up. And I'll call them by bus, so bus leaders and people that are assistants out there, you'll get to know them. This first student was here this morning when we had our bus check-in, but she's a Harlem High School student. Her name is Avery Anderson, and she has prom tonight. So she asked if she could leave a little early to get ready. So Avery's not here, but then because we only have 9, we would need 20 to put 2 on every bus. We pair them up with another student, usually from their high school, but sometimes it doesn't work out mathematically. As you can see, we have 9 students. So I'm going to go on to bus 5 would be the next one. So could Caden Randall and Dawson Van Fleet come to the stage, please? Thank you. Caden and Dawson are both seniors at the Lincoln Academy in Beloit. So thank you, gentlemen, and you'll be on bus 5. Thank you. The next 2 students I'd like to introduce are going to be on bus 6. And Jacob, I may mispronounce your last name. I think it's Jaworowski. Am I close? He attends Boylan. He'll have to help me with the name. And his busmate and roommate will be Xavier Bergstrom from Harlem. Here comes Xavier. Jacob, how do you say your last name? Jarowski. That was close. Okay. Bus 7, unfortunately, there aren't any students. Thank you, Xavier. But
I want to say you said my name wrong. Xavier Bergston, not Bergstrom.
Oh, Bergston.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. You get that a lot. One of my friends was Bergstrom, so thank you, Xavier. Okay. Thank you. All right. I'd like to ask our 2 students on bus 8 to come up. That's Camden Greenfield from Hononegah High School and Nathan Buckley from Turner. So it's always great to have, younger, stronger legs, help with those big cases of pop, which, by the way, we have so much. You're not going to go hungry. 126 cases of water is an example, 80 cases of soda and juice and so on. There's a lot. And so you can see they're, a bit stronger. No, you'll have to go somewhere else for that. All right. Last but not least, on bus 10, Addison Erb. Addison, come on up. And you might notice Addison's height. She is a standout volleyball player from Hononegah High School. And And her roommate and also from Hanega is Brooke Etnier. So Brooke. So they're going to get to know you, and if you get to know them, that would be wonderful. And we appreciate your involvement in Vetsroll. Thank you so much. And Brooke's coming up. Oh, we're going to come to the center here for a photograph, I guess. I'll stand next to somebody more my height. Hi. Hey, do you have a minute right afterwards? In the comments? Okay, thanks. Thanks, that's all I have, Mark. Well, I could go on forever, but if I talk about snacks and beverages, I'd be here all day.
Thank you, Gail. You're going to be amazed at what this lady right here does for this trip. Just amazing. But that really is. It's so important to see. We'll figure the numbers, but we have somewhere in the neighborhood of those 174 assistants, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 of them are age 35 or younger. And I just think that's outstanding. That's our future. I won't be doing this forever. So, all right. So, hotels are pre-assigned. I don't know where we're at. Oh, wow. Look at that. Hotels are pre-assigned, as I mentioned, and no one has the authority to change a room assignment other than Holly, Kim, or myself. And the room keys are picked up at the hotel, and we bring them back, correct? You want to explain? I absolutely hate to be wrong about this. Holly Jensen, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'd say it wrong, and you'd scold me for it.
First, I got to back up to the bus assignments. I'll cover it real quick. You guys can sit anywhere on the bus, except in the front seats. We do have some safety protocols about that, and we talked earlier about when we're moving down the road, and sometimes we have unexpected quick stops. We have reasons for it, so just wanted to let you all know. If you have motion sickness needs, please let us know. We'll get you as close to the front as we can, but vets aren't allowed to sit in the front seats. With respect to the room keys, this is always a big question. There's always a lot of anxiety about this as we approach the hotels at night. It's not as easy as us just having the keys and being able to hand them out to you. So you guys will always get your room keys from an assistant on your bus. In Dayton, we send the buses off to the hotels to get the luggage roomed and everything else while we're at the museum. But we can't get those room keys until later in the day. We happen to arrive in Dayton before the hotel's ready to give us the room keys. So you guys will have dinner and everything else long before the bus leaders have the keys. So just know, once we get to the hotel, your assistants will have your room keys. They will take you to your room and give you your key. That's where you'll get it in Dayton. Out in the DC area, you'll get it most likely at dinner on the first night. Those will get handed out by bus leaders. Again, they'll go to your assistants. Your assistant will make sure your luggage has gotten to your room, will take you to your room. And so you'll be getting the keys directly from your assistant at dinner in DC, and either on the bus or as you're getting off the bus in Dayton. Yeah, so what the question is how does the seating work? You know, we don't really care if you guys know people on other buses and you want to sit with other buses, that's fine. But at some of the venues, you will see there are table numbers that are in the middle of the tables. And we do that in part so buses can group together if they want. It's also allows your medical team to find you a little bit easier. So if you get to a venue that has table numbers, again, it's not absolutely required you stay there, but it is encouraged for buses to be able to sit together if they want to. You won't see table numbers at any of the breakfasts. Those are all going to be buffet style, or you'll be served, but you can sit anywhere you want at breakfast. But the evening meals usually will have table numbers, and so if you're just able to look for your bus number, that's what the table numbers are. You might see 4 tables that have bus 2 or bus 3 or bus 4. You can sit anywhere you want in general, but those buses are clustered at those groups.
Thank you, Holly. She's one of my sister wives. People think we're married, but we're not. I was noticing up here in the yellow, please remember everyone involved with this is a volunteer, okay? Hiccups happen. They do happen, sometimes too frequently, but please be patient. We probably never run across anything we haven't run across before, but there's always something that comes up, something unexpected. Not unlike, maybe a veteran or maybe not a veteran, maybe an assistant getting sick or things like that. But just rest assured with the group that's running this program, it's covered, it's handled. We've even had emergency medical responders from local communities and municipalities have come out when they had to be called, and they were just floored by the quality of our medical team that we had on our trip. So you'll be in good hands. I want to enforce that. Long-range weather forecast. As of this morning, they took snow out of the forecast. Here for departure, we should be partly cloudy, mid-60s, although it'll still be dark, so you wouldn't know if it's cloudy or not. In Dayton on Sunday night, right now, windy, chance of rain, upper 70s, and then Monday morning when we depart Dayton, chance of rain, breezy, mid-70s. And inside the buses will be fine, but you folks over there, Fire and Iron, don't forget the rain gear. Washington, D.C., that one is just hit and miss. It depends what hour of the day it is. Right now, it's looking awesome, but unfortunately, it'll probably change by the time we're done here. One thing that you definitely want to be aware of, and I'll cover that in just a bit, but the temperatures swing in D.C. just up and down, sporadic, and so does the humidity. And when we're down by the memorials, there's a lot of granite and a lot of marble. So even a 70-degree temperature, if there's not a good wind, it can get very, very warm down there. So, and as Mark alluded to earlier, make sure you're asking if you don't feel right. You got to stay hydrated. Sunscreen's really, really important. And so if you just feel a little out of sorts, do not be embarrassed or too proud to ask somebody to help out. The homecoming on Wednesday night, May 20th, partly cloudy, but it'll be dark out. Doesn't matter. Breezy. Right now, no rain, mid-50s, which not bad, but it'll change. Then, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to put out, start next Thursday, we'll have students and volunteers. We're going to be putting out somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,400 flags from here all the way out to I-90 out there. There is going to be a presentation or a display out just off Alpine Road here in the parking lot. There will be 220 flags there at the high school, and they will have a laminated hang tag on those. And our friend Jerry Christofferson down in Elgin, he makes a specific one for each one of you that's going on the trip. So when you come in for check-in day next Saturday, feel free to kill some time or whatever and just walk out and go through that field of flags. You'll be in a real nice, tight formation and find your laminated hang tag and clip just the tag. Please do not take the flag. Just never get that one, but don't take the flag. Okay. If you need a flag, we'll give you a flag, but don't take the one that's standing out there. And then if for some reason, there's a typo on it or you don't find yours, let us know and Jerry will make another one. He actually makes 2 sets of them for us. And the provided by True Patriots Care Foundation. The check-in procedure. And again, this is up here on the screen behind me, and then you can go back and you can revisit it. And I might have even had that in the email that I sent out to you the other night. Check-in for assistants, 11 to 11:45 a.m. That would be for assistants that are not staying overnight. Check-in for veterans, most of you that are local veterans, we want you to check in between 12 and 2 o'clock. Now, you can come in at 8 a.m. and stand in a picture if you want and get that done, but we'd like you to check in between 12 and 2 o'clock. You'll get different items that will be handed to you for the trip, and then go ahead and head home for the evening. And then for those who are staying over in the local hotels that have a little bit longer drive, a lot of you are staying in the local hotels. We'd like that if you could come in between 3 and 5 on Saturday afternoon. And then somewhere, depending on how well we're doing with the check-in, we'll have, like I said earlier, 3 shuttle buses. And so one of them that'll go out to the Holiday Inn will probably leave maybe 4:30, something like that, if we got enough riders for it. And then the other one would leave as soon as the last person's checked in. We'll run you out to the hotel. We will have sub sandwiches for you at the hotels. Otherwise, especially on State Street, there's just tons of restaurants out there, so you can go ahead and order for a delivery or however you want. And then up in South Beloit, if you're staying at the Best Western up there, a little bit more restrictive on what's available for delivery. There's a fabulous pizza place just down the street. It delivers to the hotel. It's called Anna Maria's Pizza, and wonderful, wonderful Italian food. But if pizza catches up with you when you're on a long ride, you might want to lay off on the pizza on Saturday night. So, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Now, everyone has to check in next Saturday between noon and 5. Okay, that is really vital because we have to do a roll call. We've got to make sure everybody showed up. We literally have had it happen over the years where Joe Smith is missing. If there's a Joe Smith here, I apologize. It's just an example. Joe Smith is missing on Sunday morning. We call the house. Yeah, I'm ready. He thinks we're picking him up with a bus, and this has literally happened. So you have to come here to Harlem High School, Machesney Park, Illinois, this building, and check in. And check-in will be in the gymnasium, correct? Or is it back here in the... We don't know that yet. We'll figure it out. TJ, out here in the Commons? Okay, so the check-in will be out here in the Commons where you came in today. Thank you. The buses will arrive late afternoon, usually around 5 o'clock or so. They'll come rolling in. They'll be parked out here overnight. Let's see here. The photographers are taking, Sharon was out there and she'll be back next weekend, taking your official portrait. So make sure you brush your teeth, you comb your hair, smile. If you want to take a portrait with a spouse or family or something like that, we have no problem with that. And it's nice to have, as you get on further in life or you get into the holidays and things like that, it's nice to have a professional photo to lean back on rather than, these ones that are cropped out of a 50th anniversary picture or something like that. Assistants and volunteers. One thing I was going to mention here, we have a number of people coming down from the Milwaukee, Heartland, West Bend area. And there's a few of them that could use a ride down and a ride back. So I don't know if anybody in this room is in that group, but if you're listening online, maybe you are. Go ahead and send an email to mark@vetsroll.org if you have room in your vehicle to carpool with somebody, mainly from that area. I think over by Freeport, too, that we had several over that way that were looking to get a ride. We need to carpool a couple of these folks. I know there's a couple 90-something-year-olds over in the Milwaukee area that would like to get a ride down. Let's see here. Now, the drive-ins, you'll need to drive to and from the hotels after check-in. You cannot leave your vehicle at the hotel that you're staying at. So ideally, you just leave it right here, leave it with our valets, and then ride the shuttle bus to the hotel and back. Do not go to the casino while you're in town, okay? I know the folks at Hard Rock don't want to hear that, but we're not waiting for you. So, and like I said, we'll have sub sandwiches at the hotels so you can enjoy. Oh, I had it right there. And do not go to the casino. See that? So if you're driving in on Saturday afternoon but leaving your vehicle with Vets Roll on Sunday, proceed to the valet table, which will be out here in the middle. And, or no, actually the valet table on Sunday morning will be down by the gymnasium entrance. And it'll all be signed, and you'll get the helpers will tell you where to go and how to check in and whatnot. And you'll have to sign a disclaimer, the legalese on the trip, and then just follow staff instructions and where to head to. Now, Sunday, May 17th, the registration will be completed. Don't leave any valuables in your car. It's all kind of self-explanatory. GPS, radar, things like that. You can enter. There's 2 driveways, and if you have emails, you can see the ones that are highlighted in blue. I sent those out in the email last night or the night before, so go back and check it. There's 2 different routes into the parking lot out here, so just click on it, and it's got a little map there. It'll bring you into the building. You can use either driveway, follow the directions. Be sure everything is tagged from Saturday's registration. Those canes need to have a tag on it. Your hats need to have a band on it. We'll give you the tags for them. Everything needs to be tagged because when it sits on the bus and we don't have a name, it makes it very difficult to get it back to the owner. Another thing is when you come in, do not block the buses in, please. We've had that happen. They come in, hand the keys off, and walk into the building. The keys didn't get tagged. And we don't know whose car that is sitting in front of bus 1. So, and you'll leave all the luggage except for your carry-on. You leave that with the Vetrol attendants. And if you're at the hotels, what time does the bus depart on Sunday morning? 4 a.m. Good guess. That's right. 4 a.m. Central Time. Okay. Make sure you're ready. And we actually will have police escorts at 4 a.m. to bring you over here. Save us a little bit of time so you don't have to stop at the stoplights. We're going to go promptly into the Hononegah High School gymnasium, which is right out this side. Oh, boy, you're still awake. I was testing you. Our friends with, we have another HHS in the area. It's Hononegah High School, but no, we're at Harlem High School. Thank you. Thrivent Financial will have coffee and Danish inside. The buses will load at 4:51 a.m. And Natalie, that did the anthem for us here a little bit ago, she's coming down from Madison to perform the anthem again on Sunday morning, and she is fabulous. Please do not be the one that holds up the entire program. Get on the bus, Gus. Okay. On Wednesday, when we come back, you will be tired. As Mark said, you will be tired. It's a long 4 days. You can sleep on the buses, or you can try to sleep on the buses. When you get back here to the school, we'll have an escort that'll come in. I want you to be aware that we'll have a fireworks program, okay? And I know the PTSD thing comes in a lot. But what we do, and we've done this since day one, we have fireworks, but our fireworks are more of a celebratory type. We don't have any of the big ground pounders. We don't have any big white flashes, things like that. So, you know, we want you to be aware that there's a fireworks program, but it's not going to be something that should be, you know, concerning to you. But we just want you to be aware. We'll have a fireworks program that'll be right outside here. Let's see. We'll have a very short program that'll be in the gymnasium, and then we'll send you off. Our staff will have your luggage ready for you at the tables. They'll have your car keys ready for you. If you're staying overnight again on Wednesday night, you'll take your car to the hotel. We will not have shuttle buses on Wednesday night. And if you need help getting, you know, back out to the parking lot with luggage or with your wheelchairs or anything like that, our people will have tons of people here to help out. Lost and found items from the bus will be at your bus table in the gym. Lost and found items from inside the school will be taken to the check-in table. Unclaimed items will go to Finnegan's RV Center in South Beloit. That's usually things that get left up in the bus bins or the seat backs, things like that. And we'll get those and we'll have them at Finnegan's RV in South Beloit. Wednesday night, the travelers will stay over, drive your own vehicles, as I said, and get some sleep because you're going to be tired. On the trip itinerary, what time we got here? Yeah. Okay. On the trip itinerary, I'll just kind of blow through this here, but we'll have the Star Spangled Banner. As I mentioned, we'll board the buses 4:51. You see the one? I'm sure he's got it up there. Taillights, 5:14 a.m. So if your loved one is running up to the door and I love you, honey, goodbye, honey, let's get a last second selfie or something like that. If you're standing at that bus door at 5:13, you better stand back because we're rolling at 5:14, okay? So be sure you're on the bus. Our Sunday breakfast will be at Lafayette, Indiana, about midway down to Indianapolis. And we have a church there that we roll into, and they just do a fabulous job. All volunteers have been going there for many, many years. At the breakfast there, if you want to be seated, if you're having mobility issues and whatnot, if you want to be seated, we can bring the food over to you as well. Then we go from there, we go over to Dayton, Ohio, and we arrive at the National Museum of the Air Force at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. I don't know, probably a lot of people here have been to that before. It's a fabulous museum. And Holly and I just had a conference call with them the other day. They are really looking forward to it. We were showing you the students here that are going on the trip. We have the high school ROTC program from Xenia, Ohio High School will come there, and we'll have high school ROTC members that'll do the colors that night. So that'll be really nice. And then they cater dinner to us right in the museum. After the public leaves, it's our 400 people sitting in the museum, catered dinner right underneath the airplanes and whatnot. It's a super night. From there, then we go over to the Marriott. See, you can see it. I'm pointing at it. We go over to the Marriott Hotel there in Dayton and get some sleep, because that was a long day you just experienced since the first of 4 long days. Monday morning, 4:30 a.m. Eastern time. We got to remember this too. Wake up. See, I put on there, we let you sleep in, but it's not really. But we're going to depart for D.C. We'll have lunch in Carnegie. They pronounce it Carnegie. We say Carnegie out here, but they say Carnegie, Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh, at another very old church, 160-some-year-old church. And the community comes out and they welcome Vets Roll in every year. And that'll be the best food you have of the whole trip, I think. And those of you who have been on a trip, what is so special about Cefalos and Carnegie? The best potatoes in the world, aren't they? They're just, I don't know if they're legal, but they sure taste good, man. From there, then, as Mark mentioned, we stop in Breezewood, Pennsylvania, that very busy truck stop that we go to. Fuel and sanitize. We have a septic trucks that come out, and they take the buses out in the back parking lot. They pump them out and sanitize them for us. Oh, when we stop at Cefalos, the lunch in Carnegie, Pennsylvania, we have a Porta-John company comes out, and they put Porta-Johns outside the building too, because we absolutely overwhelm that facility, and it's almost all guys going in there. So there's porta potties that'll be outside the facility. So after that 3-hour ride over from Dayton, look for the porta potties. Okay. From there, then we head on down to D.C. and we get in there late afternoon, and we go to, if you want to Google this, it's the Westfields Marriott, Chantilly, Virginia. It is one of the most fabulous hotels you will see in the nation. It is just absolutely amazing. And it's called Westfields Marriott's in Chantilly, Virginia. It's a 4-star plus Marriott hotel facility. Then on Tuesday morning, that's our DC day. Now, Vets Roll happens to be the largest single bus escorted group in the National Park Service police escort all year. We're the largest group. And so because of that, the Pentagon actually gives us a waiver at Arlington, and we are allowed as Vets Roll to bring, we leave 1 bus at the hotel. We bring all 10 buses in before the funerals start for the day, and they let us take all 10 buses up behind the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. So it's just us there early in the morning, and that is a very special thing, but it's important that we are prompt, that we get there on time, we get off the buses, we get back on the buses, and we roll, because I don't know if they'll keep doing that forever. And as you may have seen in the news, the memorials are being renovated and spruced up and whatnot for the 250th in July. And it's kind of chaos out there right now. But they're telling us our memorials will be ready on May 15th, which I believe is next Friday. And so we've got plenty of time. We're not there until the 19th. So, they don't run late, but we'll do our best. Hopefully they can get that National Mall filled back up with water. We'll go to Arlington, and from there we go. How many Marines we got in the room here? Oh, I've never heard such a quiet Marine group. What do you say? Hoorah! All right. All right, we go there, the National Memorial, Marine Corps Memorial. A lot of people refer to it as the Iwo Jima Memorial. From there, then, we'll be escorted, and we'll go over to the World War II National Memorial. And then from there down to the Lincoln Memorial, Korean War, Vietnam War, and Nurses Memorials. And we are building in, we've shifted our priorities here over the years, and we're shortening up the time at the World War II Memorial, but we'll have a group picture that we do every year, which probably isn't accessible here right now, but our group portrait we always do at the World War II Memorial. So when we arrive there, 2 things of order. To the left of the buses are the restrooms. So you want to go down there, because there are no restrooms at the World War II Memorial except for just ahead of the buses. And those restrooms get very, very wet floors. So you assistants, the male assistants, it's critical that you get in there and help the people that are going in so they're not skateboarding on the concrete in there. Then we go on down into the bowl, and we will assemble for a group picture right in front of the fountains. We've done this for years. I think it was only 1 year we didn't do it right there. So we'll do the group picture, and then when we're done with that, you'll have about 40 minutes or so to just enjoy that beautiful World War II memorial. From there, then we'll board the buses. The police will escort us right down the street, and we try to always park along the radius wall behind the Lincoln Memorial, if you're familiar with it. Sometimes there's other groups that get in there, and we have to split it up with them, but generally we're successful with that. And there we'll have about 2 hours that we'll sit there, and you can have your time at the Korean Memorial, the Nurses Memorial, the Vietnam Wall, the Lincoln Memorial. You can have plenty of time to go there and reflect. And we'll have Lindsay Easton she's back there. She's got these I guess they can turn in who they want to look for on the wall. Is that what it is? You'll have those too, the etching papers? That's what. So we'll have the, yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll have the etching papers available on the buses. So if you have someone that you wanted to look up on the wall, you let your bus team know ahead of time. They can find it on the internet, so we can direct you to what panel and what wall or what line it is on the wall. That is a very, very special stop. And then we'll have the etching papers so you can do a rub of the name. Let's see there. And then from there, we'll do kind of a drive-by. We had stopped 1 year at the FDR and Martin Luther King memorials. But by this point in the day, you've had lunch served, catered to us on the buses there. By this time of the day, you're starting to get tired. And so what we're going to do this year is we're going to do like a drive tour, and we're going to go by those memorials, but we won't be deboarding, because every time for Vetrol you stop the buses to get off and get back on, it's a minimum of an hour, believe it or not. And so, and by the time you're down the steps and back up the steps and whatnot, you get fatigued. And so this year we're going to do it more of as a drive-by, go by the Capitol, go by near the White House. You can't get up to it anymore. And then come out and go by the Pentagon, the Air Force memorials, and back out to the hotel. We'll get to the hotel. You'll have plenty of time to get ready for dinner that night. We would kind of frown on you going back to the room, because people in their 80s have a habit of getting tired and laying down in bed and falling asleep and not setting their clock. So we want you down below for the farewell banquet that we have that night. And it's a fun night. We have a lot of fun. So we'll have our farewell banquet at the Marriott, and then we actually get to bed pretty early that night. And we get a real early start on Wednesday morning. Once again, the assistants, we need you up. That's not a typo, about 3:45. You can sleep on the bus. Breakfast is served. We're going to load the coaches. We depart the Marriott at 5:29 a.m. Has anybody noticed a pattern with our departure times? 4s and 9s, right? There's a reason for that. If I told you 5:30, you're wandering down at 5:30 thinking we're going to go pretty soon. But we really do, as Mark said, we really do crack the whip on that. Every segment of this trip, every leg of it for 4 days, has a window of maybe 5 minutes is all we have on every leg of this journey. And so we have to depart at a set time. We have to arrive at a set time. You know, our next stop, they're preparing meals for 400 people. You don't want to be 20 minutes late rolling in there. So it's really critical that you do your best to stay on schedule here. We'll stop for breakfast. We'll stop for a stretch at Somerset, Pennsylvania, out on the Turnpike, and then lunch in Cleveland, Ohio. And this is getting to be one of our favorite stops of the entire trip. We have the Cleveland Guardians baseball team at Progressive Field. They host us for lunch, and we roll in there right off of I-90. We just had a conference call with them the other day, and they have their team chefs cook the meals for us. And we roll in there. That is just such a cool spot. From there, then we head out. We head towards Elkhart, Indiana. That'll be our last stop. And we have catered snacks, sandwiches that'll be shared with us at Elkhart. And from there, then we start heading it back here towards Rockford. I put approximately 9:14 p.m. when we get here to Rockford. It could be 9:13 if we're running ahead, but just figure 9:14, okay? We'll have a welcome home ceremony here at the high school that will make you proud to be Americans, I'll tell you that. It's patriotism and pride that you just haven't seen for years. And I guess if there was anything I take to the grave, It's the joy that people feel when they get back on Wednesday night from the Vets Roll trip. The buses will be split into 10 stations when you get off the buses out here by the gymnasium, and our attendants will take everything from there. We'll have some very brief closing remarks, and then we'll exit the main doors. And yeah, it's a late night, but we think you'll agree it's worth it. And I will just go through this last part here real quick here. You got the special notes? Perfect. Man, you are on it. Okay, what to bring? The lanyards. Now, I'm not sure. Lanyards are next week or okay. You'll get lanyards. Some of you guys are wearing your lanyards right now. I can see Holly's got hers on, but you'll all get a lanyard. And then, Strass, what goes into those lanyards? You want to touch on that real quick?
In the lanyard, you're going to have your Hey, don't sign me up. I can't catch more than once. Your lanyard you're going to have around your neck. You're going to need to have this on you at all times. What goes in here are your medical records. Nope, we changed that. That's right. That's all on electronic. There's going to be information in here. We hand out cards for departure time, wake up time, breakfast time. Those will be in here. Something so you can take a look quickly at where you have to be on a certain day to eat. And by the end of the trip, you won't want to eat anymore. All of the things that on my particular bus, we put little notebooks in there and a pencil so you can write down names of people you want to stay in contact with. You can write notes on it. I want to talk to my family about this, and you write a note on it, and it just refreshes your memory on what you've seen on the trip. Wake up times. There are a couple of different things that your bus leaders might hand out that you fold up in here, but this is just basically a small little man purse that you can carry around and put your stuff in it if you need it. But don't be afraid to use it and always have it with you. And while I have this, oh, you don't have that. This is yours. One thing that I did not say while I was talking up there, one of the most important safety things that we have when we're on the road on the bus, if you have to get up and go to the bathroom other than sitting down, to get there, raise your hand when you got to go, because on the bus, what we want to do is we want to have a veteran or we want to have an assistant in front and behind the veteran. And the reason for that, and it happened actually to me and another assistant, we were walking someone back to the bathroom. You're walking backwards. You're not looking forward at what's coming, what's going on the road in front of you. Bus driver hit the brakes, and we had 3 buses that were diving into different lanes because a semi locked his brakes up 3 buses ahead. Well, you're doing 70 miles an hour down the interstate, and the bus driver's got to lock them up. Somebody's going to go rolling down the aisle. So what we do is we have someone in front and someone in back. In this particular case, I ended up on my back with a veteran on top of me, and no one got hurt. Everybody was fine. And please, if you do have to use the restroom, make sure that our bus leaders and assistants are schooled very well before we get on the bus. But this is imperative for your safety.
Thanks, Mark. And I think it goes without saying if you have to go to the restroom, it's more than 30 seconds before you have to go to the restroom, right? Is that right? Okay. Man. All right. Medications. If you can get it bubble packed at a local pharmacy, deal. But our medical people have started calling the vets. They're continuing to call vets. We have an assessment sheet that I've emailed out to some of you where you can have like a worksheet ahead of time so it's all ready when they call. But make sure that the medications are in line and you have it with you. CPAPs. A lot of people carry CPAPs nowadays or need CPAPs. And so bring your CPAP, but you don't have to worry about the water. We carry the distilled water. And only one larger suitcase, kind of a mid-sized suitcase to pack for 4 days to 6 days. And then you're going to get a carry-on duffel bag on Saturday. Or maybe you got them today. I don't think you got them today, though. Okay. And so if you've got a small carry day bag, you could put it inside that duffel bag. And as I mentioned earlier, wheelchairs are supplied by Vets Roll. If you have your own walker, make sure that gets tagged. We do have some of our own walkers. Oxygen caddies, that's another one. Batteries for hearing aids and cameras. That's something that happens frequently. Make sure you carry batteries with you for the hearing aids and the cameras. In these unprecedented times in this country right now, bring a government-issued photo ID, a VA ID, a driver's license, a regular ID, government ID that you can get from your local state government. Carry those with you at all times, please. Sunday mornings close. When we leave here Sunday morning at 5:14 a.m., that's the same clothes you're wearing Sunday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Okay? So you won't have time to go and change before you go to dinner on Sunday night. So make sure you keep that in mind, that what you're wearing Sunday morning is what you're wearing Sunday night. That stuff there didn't change from last year. Cameras, phones, computers, chargers, they must be tagged with your name on it. Now, the buses have like 110-volt plug-ins on them, so generally keeping it charged is not a problem while you're on the road. Wear comfortable walking shoes. Make sure they're broken in. Don't start out with a new pair of shoes next Sunday. And a good idea is, if you can, wear 2 pairs of socks rather than 1, or insole pads. Minimal money. I'm good at this. I have no money. But if you want to carry money with you, keep it minimal, because everywhere you go nowadays, credit and debit cards. And that's really all you need. You really have no time on this trip to shop for souvenirs. You might have a little bit of time, like in Breezewood, when we stopped there, you could go into the souvenir shop and buy these imported American-made things and stuff. But bring reading materials for the buses. That helps you pass the time. Number 14, is that up there? Yeah, baby. Shower daily. It's not just your roommate that gets ripe, okay? We will supply earplugs. Actually, I got to remember, do we have them? Do you know? Okay. We will supply earplugs, because it's not just your roommate that snores like a chainsaw, okay? So keep that in mind. And respect your roommate's privacy. You're no longer in a 20-year-old's body, okay? So nobody's walking around in a birthday suit inside the rooms, okay? You got it? Okay, we don't want to go any further than that. But yeah, respect your roommates, please. Fresh clothes and underwear daily. Your busmates will appreciate it, okay? Toothbrush, toiletries, deodorant, razors. Remember to use your deodorant. You notice I had that on there twice. Use the deodorant, please. Do not bring, I don't know if that shows up. Oh, it does. Okay. Do not bring, and this is critical, do not bring firearms or knives. They are prohibited at all times. I know a lot of us, or a lot of you and us, have concealed carry permits. Do not be carrying on this trip, okay? Assistants are sworn to no alcohol consumption whatsoever from Saturday night here until Wednesday night after we get back. And we've said it so many times over the years. If you can't get by for 4 days without having a drink of beer or alcohol, you're probably not the prime assistant for Vets Roll. You have to be sober. Can you imagine the feeling if you were inebriated and a veteran of a war fell and got injured on your watch because you weren't at 100% capacity? We just do not allow anybody to sip. And veterans, please, don't be buying drinks for the assistants when they're in the hotel lobbies too. We've had that happen. And you put pressure on people, but don't be buying drinks, especially in DC, because you probably can't afford it either. It's unbelievable. I don't know how anybody could live out there. You veterans are allowed to drink socially at the hotels for dinner, but 100% abstinence for the assistants. Please respect that. There are no alcohol. You can't have alcohol in the buses either. So, if the veterans are going to drink, it's going to be at the hotels. Dress shoes and formal dress clothes. Do not bring those. Everything is business casual, just kind of how we're all dressed here today. Tennis shoes are fine, slacks, shirts, that's all good. Clothing, or this is critical, no clothing or headwear with any political, racial, sexual, or religious content. That should go without saying, but I have to say it. No torn or tattered clothing. It's kind of a trend, as we've all seen, to have the ripped up jeans or ripped up or sleeveless shirts and whatnot. None of that. We want to look presentable at all times. We do carry umbrellas with us if you need. And I think we have some rain ponchos too. I believe we still have those. TJ, do you know? Somewhere. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, no power wheelchairs, no scooters. Don't bring earmuffs. We bring earplugs, okay? And no money, no bulky pillows. We give you travel pillows that you'll be able to carry on the bus with. You can keep those. And then this last page I want to highlight, and it's in bold print. One more page here, Jeremy. To make this trip as enjoyable for all as possible, we simply request, do not partake in discussions of politics, sex, race, or religion. We are a polarized nation. But for these 4 days, we are a family. And that's all we have to remember. If you see somebody starting to skew off into blue humor, racial, or political content, stop it. Put the brakes on it right there. Our assistants are told to stop it right there. You can have fun, you can joke around, but we are not talking politics or those other topics. There will be zero tolerance of any political talk, political clothing, headwear, political jokes. The fastest way to destroy the greatest 4 days of our lives is to even start hinting at politics. Anyone who feels the need to test this policy, and we mean this, will find themselves on the way to a local airport, whatever's closest, Dayton, Washington, D.C., whatever, with a one-way ticket home to their city at your expense. And for your assistance, you will also forfeit your trip payment. Please respect everyone on this trip and refrain from political banners, sexual, racial, and religious topics. Do not act or speak in any manner that you wouldn't do in front of your own grandchildren. That's kind of a cardinal rule right there. If you wouldn't say it in front of your grandmother or your grandchildren, just don't say it. Do not post on any social media sites except at the end of the day. That's Mark alluded to that earlier. That's really the best way to do it. You don't have much time while you're on the go during the day anyway. Take your pictures, write your notes and whatnot, and then do it at the hotel room at night. And it's also a security issue. Do not forget to practice good hygiene, as I mentioned just a minute ago. And do not be afraid to speak to the medical team if you feel you are weak or anything but normal. Again, you're on the go, the meals, your schedule's a little out of whack, the temperatures are up and down, the humidity, things like that. So don't feel too proud to ask for somebody to check you out. Respect every person on this trip as an equal, whether they were combat, whether they're an officer or enlistees, assistants. Every one of these 400 people are equals. Okay, don't forget that. I want to thank you to all the hundreds of people who come together donating their time and services to make this happen every year after year. Remember, we're all volunteers. Hiccups do happen, but in the end, we hope to provide you with closure, gratitude, and respect that you'll remember for the rest of your lives. Now, Aaron, are you still here? Oh, did he? He was going to come up and talk. Our tagline right above Mr. Summers' picture there, veterans don't care how much we know until they know how much VetsRoll cares. And that you will find out 10 times over this next week. So what I'd like to do is, what time we got? Must be about noon. Oh, we got 7 minutes. We are running so far ahead. Jeremy, are you able to jump over to that YouTube? I'm going to show you a couple very short videos that'll keep you awake. It won't be a problem. To give you an idea of the scope of this trip and what to expect when we go down the road, we'll have to bring these lights down maybe if we can. Just go to the VetsRoll playlist and I'll have you page down a couple. There you go. All right, go on. Let's see. That's not the playlist. Can you type in VetsRoll playlist in the search bar there? There you go. Yep, still not. Make vets roll one word, Jeremy, up at the top there. There you go. There you go, right there. Yep, click on that. Okay, now if we want that, Aaron was going to talk about this, but I wanted you to see this. Of course, commercial. How many of you are from the Rockford area here? Yeah, to the room. Last December, Vets Roll was surprised and honored to be selected for the 2025 Excelsior Award here in Rockford, which is essentially like the top charity in Northern Illinois. And yeah, great thing. Commercial roll, I guess. There's a skip down in the bottom right there. There you go. I think you can skip it right there. There you go. Crank it up. Yeah, I guess we don't have audio on. You working on it? Okay. Mimi Murphy pieced together for us. She did a great job on it. You guys probably can't see.
The group's
All right. Go down to number 12, if you would, please, Jeremy. This is how we look going down the highway. Down in from Wisconsin. Okay. Jeremy, can you go all the way to the very bottom? And I'm going to show you a spot that'll be running on local TV this week around the Rockford area. I think it should be, let's see. Oh, I'll go back down just a little bit, right? That, yeah, that one right there. Go ahead and click on that. Full screen. That was good, Mark. All right. I wanted you to see that last spot. Very powerful. That was Mr. Bob Rader from over in Belvedere. And he was able to experience closure. I could see a couple of you wiping your eyes just like I do. That short spot really encapsulates what this trip is all about and what you're going to experience next week. Mr. Rader passed away just a couple weeks after that. So it was really special. And so we are so excited about bringing you all your own closure, gratitude, and respect. Let's roll in competition with any other organizations. We just kind of do our own thing. We fly under the radar screen. There's an awful lot of you probably never knew about us until this last year. And but I think after it's done, you're never going to forget about it. And when we get to the end of the year, we'll mail you out a flashcard that'll have photos from the trip. It'll have videos like what you just watched from the trip, and you'll have that in time for the holidays. And so with that, I think we'll, if there's any Q&A, we can do that. And if you can file out. No, TJ, did you have something? Or no?
I just want to ask if there's any of the assistants that are staying late to help us change out the flags. We're replacing our worn flags with new ones. That'll be immediate after that. Please meet with us in the Commons after everybody's dismissed. Appreciate your help very much.
Thank you, TJ. We'll be replacing last year's flags with this year's exciting new 2026 model. Still 50 stars, but that's a big undertaking all in itself. So any volunteers that could come back, we'll just do that about 1:30 this afternoon. And with that, I will dismiss. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to try and cover them for you. Concerns, suggestions? Otherwise, yes, sir. Yeah, you'll get your bus assignments on Saturday when you come for check-in. Good question. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. What's that? You're going to find them in the gymnasium. So, yeah, we'll come in on out the parking lot there, and they'll deboard right out front here. Yeah, you can. And then they'll check it all in. And but